is up? Insomniac's Midnight Sun 518 here, back with another maintenance video for Sasha, my 2017 Tacoma TRD Pro. So today we're going to be doing a brake line flush and fluid exchange. It's a very easy, very quick maintenance item. Really doesn't take all that much, and it's much cheaper to do it yourself than it is to have a dealership do it. I will say it's a little bit intimidating at first when you're getting down there, especially if you're new to the car maintenance side of things, because it is your brakes, right? And if you don't have brakes, then there's no stopping your car. However, this is a very self-explanatory, very straightforward maintenance item to do. You will need a friend, someone to give you just a little hand, well, a foot, as you will see. But other than that, there's really not a heck of a lot that goes into this one. So we're going to hop right into it, and yeah. All right, so to start out with, guys, we're going to be draining all of the old brake fluid out of the reservoir using a little suction tool that I bought. And it is now that we got the old crap out, we'll put the new crap back in. So now that the reservoir is drained pretty much in its entirety, and today, guys, we're going to be using .3 brake fluid. I just bought the Prestone, whatever, synthetic brake fluid, just because this is the smallest bottle that was there. I did end up using about 2.5 of these bottles. You know, standard I think is about 2-ish. But depending on how much you flush, you may have to use a little bit more. So yeah, I used 2.5 of these guys. And I will have all of this listed down in the video description for you, so that you don't have to go scouring for, you know, what you want to use. Clear as a bell, isn't it? So this little black cover, as was very much mentioned to me, is a little dirt shield that goes up over top of the nipple right here. And that is our bleed valve for the brake lines, at least in the front. So we got with us a 10mm, so I'm gonna crack the bleed valve there. And you can see the fluid starting to flow ever so slightly. That's probably good. It's still a little, it's got a little bit of a yellow tint to it, but it's definitely clearing up. Tighten this guy back up in here. Now we get to take this off without blasting brake fluid all over the place. And the last step, you guys want to make sure that you don't forget, is to put this rubber cap back over top, the little dirt cover. And that's it. That is how you do a brake line flush. So we're going to do that, repeat on the passenger side. Alright guys, so just to show you, we're in the back now, back driver's side. You can see the same right up here. There's that rubber cap for the bleed valve. So we're going to pop that off, and then we're going to do exactly the same as he did for the front. Hook up the tubing and bleed it till it's clear. So something to note, when you are pressing the brake pedal, you want to have smooth and firm brake pressure. You don't want to go too fast. Too slow doesn't really matter, but you don't want to go too fast and cause blowing off that connection or anything like that down there, because you don't have anything actually clamped on. So what we're going to do is we're going to gently press down and release, about 2 to 3 seconds for the push, and then 1 to 2 for the release, right? And we're going to do that 3 times, and then hold on the third, and that's going to lock in the pressure and continuously apply pressure to the rear. And then we're going to have what I'll show you here in a second, underneath the car, locking and unlocking. And after you've bled for a few seconds, you're going to lock the vent valve shut. You're going to release the brake pedal, and then repeat this process until you have clear brake fluid. So something else to note, guys, it's kind of weird, and I didn't see anything about it online. It took us forever to figure this out. By forever, I mean like 10 minutes. But the car has to be on for you to flush your rear brake lines. I don't know if there's an interlock associated with the engine having to be on in order to allow pressure to the rear brakes, or something about having them engaged when the car is in park. I don't really know. However, when you are flushing the rear brake lines, make sure that the car is running in order to allow for you to do that. And then you're going to do exactly the process that we're going to show you here in order to maintain that pressure applied to the vent for your rear brakes. Yeah, so let's hop right into it. Just got to have the car on. You don't for the front, but you do for the rear. So what I'm talking about with locking and unlocking, just like with the front, right? You got that vent right here in the rear, which I already showed you. And when I say lock, I mean effectively like tighten down or torque that rear vent. And when I say unlock, it means to open or allow the vent to, well, vent. So with the car running, you want to pump the brake pedal 3 times, as we just showed you, and then you're going to open up or unlock this line. If you want to keep, communication between you and the guy helping you out, you can yell unlocked or whatever. You're going to allow that brake fluid to bleed into your bottle, and then after a second or two, before the pressure starts really dying, you're going to clamp it down, or you're going to shut it or lock it. You're going to yell locked, and then your assistant is going to do the same thing with the brake pedal, pumping it 3 times and holding, and then you're going to unlock and then lock, and you'll repeat this process until you have your clear brake fluid coming out. Well, there you have it, guys. So that is how you do a brake fluid flush on the Tacoma. It's very easy. It requires 2 people only for the rear brakes, really. You can have a second person for the front brakes, right, so that you're not bouncing back and forth between the bottle while you push the brake pedal in order to apply that pressure to flush the fluid. However, it's easier if you have a second person, so you can sit down there and watch it, and you're not going back and forth. And if you need a second person for the rear anyways, you might as well just do the whole thing, right? But it was very quick. It took about, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes to do this. Now, I will show you that Toyota, just flip this around here. So Toyota wants you to believe that the brake flush is $135, and yeah, we did not spend nearly that much. Now, we did spend a bit of time on it, like I said, half hour, 45 minutes ish, but I really only spent like 20 bucks on brake fluid. But yeah, so quite the difference in price there. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. And if you guys have any questions, please drop a comment and I'll do my best to answer it. With that, I hope you guys have enjoyed and found this at all helpful, and I'll catch you on the next go around. Midnight Sun out.